Welcome to Preparing Your Promotion and Tenure Packet, Interfolio Training for Faculty Candidates. This training will walk through how to prepare and submit promotion and/or tenure materials using the Interfolio RPT system at Northern Illinois University. Today's session focuses on the mechanics of using the Interfolio system. Promotion and tenure criteria are still determined by department and college bylaws. Our session goals are to, number one, understand how NIU uses Interfolio RPT. Number two, know where to find templates and resources. Third, learn steps to prepare and upload your packet. And finally, see how to review and submit your case. There are a wealth of resources available about Interfolio at NIU that you can find by searching the NIU website for Interfolio. You'll come to this Interfolio at NIU website that has an About Interfolio section that you can peruse to learn more about key concepts and terminology, as well as in general about the Interfolio Review, Promotion, and Tenure System, or RPT for short. This is the system that we are using at NIU for facilitating the promotion and tenure process, and we are also implementing for also the sabbatical application and review process. So why does NIU use Interfolio? Well, first, it's a secure online platform for faculty review. It also centralizes documents and workflows in the process. It improves transparency and consistency, as well as reduces administrative burden. Our promotion and tenure review process is rather in-depth, and the Interfolio system supports the existing process electronically. It does not change the policies that govern our promotion or tenure decisions. But in short, our process at NIU is this. The candidate prepares a packet of materials that demonstrate the ways in which the candidate has met the various criteria that are set. Then often there is an external review of that candidate's materials. Generally, the candidate will provide contacts for colleagues in the field, those that are at that candidate's level that they are applying for or above. Often the department will also provide contacts, and then collectively those individuals are invited to serve as external reviewers. Then generally the department personnel committee will review and provide a recommendation, as will the department chair or director. From that point, then the review heads to a college council review, as well as where the dean would review. And then finally at the university level, there's a university review that happens by the Faculty Senate Personnel Committee, and then ultimately provost recommendation to the president and then board of trustees for final approval. Within the Interfolio system, there are a number of system roles that you may find yourself serving in at various times. And for the purposes of this training, and as you are thinking about preparing your promotion and tenure materials, the role that you have in the system will be that of a faculty candidate. But also keep in mind that other roles consist of those for department and college committees. There are committee managers in the system, and so these would be the individuals who are entering recommendations into the system on behalf of committees. So this could be the department personnel committee chair, the college council chair, and the chair of the faculty senate personnel committee. Then there are individuals with the role of case manager, and these are very important individuals. Each college has a case manager, and this is the individual at the college level who actually will create the case for you, and then helps to monitor the progress and kind of advances the case through the review steps after you prepare your digital packet of materials. So how do you log into Interfolio? There are two options that you have, and we want to show you both of those here. The first is to go to interfolio.com and to log in through the Interfolio website. Interfolio has a It is a cloud-hosted solution, meaning that you can get to it from any web browser. When you're at the Interfolio website, you'll see in a navigation bar toward the top where there is a login link. Once you click on that, you click the Sign in with Partner Institution option that you'll see. You'll then be able to search in the institution dropdown to find Northern Illinois University, and you'll enter your NIU credentials and follow prompts to authenticate. This will you'll then arrive at your Interfolio dashboard. And keep in mind that you must log in using your NIU account ID and password. If you had a previous account with Interfolio at another institution, or maybe you served as an external reviewer previously to NIU's adoption of Interfolio, do not use that login. Make sure you are using your NIU credentials. Now, the second option, and this is by far the simplest and recommended option, but we also provided the previous as well, just that you do have that workflow, is to go to niu.edu/interfolio. That's our Interfolio at NIU website, and you'll see a prominent login to Interfolio button. When you click on that, you'll enter your NIU credentials, and it kind of shortcuts you into our NIU instance of the Interfolio platform. You'll follow the prompts to authenticate, and you'll arrive at your Interfolio dashboard. If you happen to already be logged into another NIU system, you've already authenticated, say, to Microsoft 365 or Blackboard, you'll actually won't have to re-enter your credentials. It'll take you right into your Interfolio dashboard. If you experience any login issues, please email interfolio@niu.edu, and a member of our Interfolio team will get back to you, and we'll make sure that any issue is resolved with your login. Now, two terms that you may hear me use interchangeably in this training and that you want to be aware of is that of a case and a packet. And in general, in the Interfolio system, the case is your collective, not just the application, but all of the supporting materials, the recommendations and such that will accompany your promotion and tenure application, if you will. The packet is the specific documents, the collection of documents that you, as the candidate, will be uploading into the system. And so the way that the system works is a case is created for you, which is almost like a shell or a placeholder, where you then are be able to build your packet, organize all of your documents, and then as your packet is reviewed, there are various forms, statements that reviewers are going to add to your case to, in essence, by the time your case has completed and proceeded through the various review steps, it'll be very robust and very extensive. We will focus today on how you build out your packet within your case. Speaking of packets, we at NIU have developed, each college has developed their own standardized template. And these templates provide the framework, the structure for how you organize required materials that the college has for you to submit into the system. And it ensures consistent structure across reviews. And so if you head to the Interfolio at NIU website and you search for Introduction to Faculty Promotion and Tenure Packet Templates, you'll find this page, and it's at the provided address that you see on the screen, go.niu.edu/interfolio-templates. Here you'll see links to each of the college templates. You can click on that button for that particular college, for your college, and you can see the specific parameters, the requirements for the template that is built out into Interfolio. So even before you get access to your case and begin to build your packet directly in Interfolio, you can get a sense of what are the college's fields, requirements, language that they have built into the system that you can expect when you are ready to begin to build out your packet. Once the college case manager has created your case and it is ready for you to access in the system, you will receive an email. It'll look something like this that the university has initiated a case on your behalf. And there'll be a link to view the case in the email. That is your personal link that takes you directly into the Interfolio system. If you're already authenticated, it'll take you right there. If you need to log in, as I discussed earlier, you'll enter those parameters. You'll log in with your NIU credentials, and it'll take you into and access your case. And within your case, your particular packet. The other way you can get to that packet is log into Interfolio at any time using the steps that we outlined earlier. You'll see in the left-hand side of the screen, the column, a link for your packets. And then when you click on that, you'll click on either the department name or there's a view link. Either of those will take you into, and you'll be able to view your packet. And in just a moment, we're going to log into the system and take a look together at a sample packet and how you would begin to add materials. So speaking of adding materials and preparing your materials, a few tips as you start to think about that process. First and foremost, review your department and college guidelines. And if you don't already have ready access to those, reach out to your department chair or school director, and they should be able to provide those to you. You then want to organize your documents in advance. So taking a look at those, the preview of the college template that you'll be expected to utilize in uploading materials, begin to create your own file structure, whether that's on your local computer or some other file repository that you have, whether it's Microsoft 365 that we have here at the institution. Just begin to organize the documents that you have into those categories that are laid out in your college-specific template. You'll also want to begin to prepare narrative statements that help to really inform the reviewers of how you have met the criteria. It will; these statements should underscore and really help to tell your story for the reviewers. Various colleges have different levels of expectation in terms of these narrative statements. Many colleges require, others, certain statements are optional. So take a look again at the template for your college to see exactly which statements are required. You always have the option as you're building out your packet to add additional statements, supplemental materials, and you'll see options where you can do that in the template. It's also really important to follow formatting guidance. If the college has specific guidance for how they want certain uploaded items formatted, just make sure that you take advantage of and you pay close attention to those instructions. And so again, big takeaway here is that you're encouraged to start organizing materials early before you enter them into Interfolio. There are some additional instructions available that will kind of help reiterate what we're talking about today in the training, but also provide some additional helps and tips. And as you are at the Interfolio at NIU site, you'll find a page with instructions for faculty promotion and tenure packet preparation and submission. And encourage you to take a look and bookmark that page, take advantage of the supports and recommendations that are listed there. You can find that directly at this link, go.niu.edu/interfolio-instructions. In the system, you'll be uploading files. And in just a moment, we're going to take a look and show you exactly where that is. Keep in mind that the steps to upload files are very straightforward, as you're going to see. But the idea is, in essence, you're going to navigate to your packet and to a particular section of your digital packet. You're going to click the Add button as shown here. This is an example of where you're prompted to upload a copy of your curriculum vitae. And so you click the Add button, then you can upload the document. It's a great idea to upload a PDF version of the document. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But if you have a PDF version of your CV, a Word document will work as well. You can upload that in at this point, and then click the Submit button only after all the documents for a particular section are added. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about that after we take a look in the system. So at this point, we're going to pause. We're going to take a look now at how to get started with a faculty packet in Interfolio. So here we're logged into Interfolio. and I'm logged in currently as one of our a test candidate. So there's no live user data here that we're going to take a look at. And I've got number of a few test cases that are set up here. We're going to look at this case that is for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences faculty promotion and tenure. This is an anthropology candidate that we're going to take a look at together. So to get to the packet for that candidate, again, you would log in, you would click on your packets, and when you're at your packets, you will see the packet, again, the name of your department, as well as there should be a view link that is also there. Either of those will take you into to your packet. So I'm going to click the view link, go into our test candidate packet here. As we're logged in now and we're at our packet, the packet will be titled with the name of the template that is being used. So as you see here, this is the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, or CLAS, Faculty Promotion and Tenure Packet. This is the template that you'll be using for your building out your packet for your case. And so you're at what's called the overview view of your packet. There's also, you can go directly into the packet here. What the overview allows you to do is, as the instructions clearly point out, you see an overview of the packet requirements that are outlined. And this is the page that will allow you to see the progress you've made toward completing your packet. So you don't need to complete your packet in one sitting. You can come in, you can work on a particular section, save it, come out, and kind of work as you're able and throughout the process. And you're shown for each of the key sections of the packet things that have been completed or maybe are still outstanding. You have a high level checklist. So for example, there's a couple pieces to your packet that are every college requires. The first is the application for promotion and tenure. This is a standard application. It's just an online form that you complete in the system. There are 14 required questions, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. So far in this example, 3 of them have been added, or we've answered 3 of those questions in this application, but we can continue to edit that. There's also an optional memorandum of understanding if there was an MOU for your position specific to customizing some aspect of the promotion and tenure review process. You can upload that as part of your application here. The other requirement is that you would submit a copy of your CV. And notice that in this example, the candidate CV has a check mark. So I have already logged in. I've already added that to my packet, and so I can see that with the green check mark. Then in this example, this is College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Then the sections, and as I just scroll through the template quickly, you'll see, for example, research and artistry. And there are various sections, things to be added. There's a teaching and learning section, there's a service section, and then there's a place for supplemental materials. And then finally, materials to share with external evaluators. Your college-specific template may or may not use these same labels, these same titles. You will follow your structure for your college and the expectations that you have. And again, the green check marks, meaning you've already added something, you fulfilled that requirement. As you look at, for example, here, this teaching and learning section, notice there are 2 green check marks that we already see. That's because for both the advising and mentoring, as well as other relevant information, both of these have 0 required items. These are optional kind of fields in the teaching and learning section where you can add documents if you'd like. And so since there is nothing required, the requirement is already met for those. So just wanted to clarify why you see those green check marks for those. So any of these sections, you could go in and you could click edit and you could work in a section right from the overview page. But if we click on the packet tab, this is where we walked through the requirements of the application. And so as we scroll down a little bit, so application for promotion and or tenure, as I mentioned, this is one of the required elements that all faculty have to complete. And right here, the instructions kind of list in bullet form all of the fields that you'll provide information for. So you can make sure that you know, for example, when was your NIU employment start date and the number of years in your present rank at NIU. If you don't know answers to these questions, you can get these answers. You can make sure you have these dates readily available, and then you can go ahead and complete this application. And the way that you complete it is you would simply go down here, and there is an option to fill out the form right here, the application, fill out form. You click the button. The form will load. It is as you would expect, a web-based form in the system that you just walk through, enter your name, the type of application that you are submitting, your current rank, and so on and so forth. All of those fields that were described are here for you to go ahead and enter. Then when you're finished, you can just click the Save Responses option. Your responses will be saved. You can return to your packet, which will take you back out to where you were, where you can continue to work. Notice we haven't clicked the Submit button yet. We only would click that once we have it fully complete and ready to go. Again, here was that optional MOU that I mentioned, a place where you could add that if there is an MOU that applies to your particular position. The second required piece of your packet is the CV, and you would simply, again, click the Add button. And the way you add a document is you click this Add button, and you would add a new file right here. And you could browse your computer to locate the file and just click Add once you find it. You can also drag and drop a document right here, and it would do the same thing as selecting it and then would upload it into the system. You can also, at this point, you can add links to videos. So if you have video content that's hosted either on YouTube or Vimeo, for example, you can put a title and a link and a description here. You can also link to web pages. So if you have materials on a website that you want to link directly to, you can add those here as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and hit cancel at this point. And the process is very straightforward with all of the other pieces. As you move forward, you can add examples, add those various documents as you're prompted. So the template will have, as I mentioned, talked about a narrative earlier. So in this example, a research narrative is required. There's one required, and in this example, we've already uploaded a file here. And there's instructions that are provided that tell you exactly what's expected and what you need to go ahead and add. This example file that I've added here is a document. It's a PDF that had some working hyperlinks as an example of what you can do if you have content that you want to link out to, and it's not easily just a video or just a web page, but you want to have other dynamic content. You could have links within a document that you upload, and then those links will work in your packet. So how do you preview your packet once it is ready to go and you want to see how it's being built out? So at any point in the process, you click this Preview Packet button. And what this will do is it will create, and it gives you that preview of what has been uploaded so far and what your reviewers would see. So each of those key sections, so your application, the CV, and so forth, are in essence sections in a table of contents, if you will, that you'll see on the left side of the screen. And you can preview the documents as they're uploaded. And so you can go page by page through, and then you can navigate to various sections. And as you might expect, as this gets built out, you could have hundreds of pages ultimately in your packet of various artifacts and examples and documents and things that you upload in. And so the system is designed to help organize those materials. Here's that example file I mentioned that had links in it. So this was just a PDF or a Word document where I had 2 links, and these are actual working hyperlinks. So this first one is just a link to a website. And if I click on it, it opens up and it's just a link to the NIU website. The second link here is a sample shared document that I have. It's a document that would be within a SharePoint website, Office 365. Same thing. Clicking the link, it would open up, and this is just a fictitious sample CV. But you get the idea that you can link to documents or other media items. Maybe there are compositions, music, other artifacts, artistic images, things that you want to that you don't want to just put as a document or a directly in a page, but you want to link out to. You have the ability to do that in your packet. So at any point in time, you can again view your packet. You just click the X to close out of that preview, and then you can continue to work on it. I mentioned the submit button. So you click that once you are ready to submit that particular section. You have it all completed. It's fully filled out. You can click the submit button or just check the box, and then you can do multiple. So you could actually you could submit your entire packet by checking this box at the top. Notice it would check all of these boxes. If I had the packet completely ready to be submitted, I would check all of those boxes, and then notice they're all checked. As I scroll to the bottom, I can see that they're all checked and ready to go. And then I could click submit. I could just submit one time, and all of those sections would submit. Because I haven't actually filled out each of the sections, it's not giving me this option here, because notice it says some sections can't be submitted because there's issues with requirements. So the system really checks and makes sure that you have completed and uploaded documents into each of the various required areas before it will allow you to do that submission. All right, so that's a view of overall of the packet and how you would get started adding files to your packet. So now let's wrap up with just a few final tips along the way. Again, the distinction between add versus submit, I want to underscore this here. And just remember, add is uploading files to your packet, and they are saved as you go. So once you add it, you don't have to click submit to save it. Submitting is actually handing in that section of your packet for review. So don't click submit just to save. Click submit when it is ready to actually have it be included formally in the review process. In terms of file preparation tips, a few things to keep in mind. You'll want to use clear file names. This is helpful for you to know what it is you're submitting and what has already been uploaded into the system. Also, it's really helpful for your reviewers. The file names that you use, they're actually searchable as part of your packet. So if you wanted to find a particular article, if you were looking for something in a particular year, if you had the year in the file name somehow, it's easy to find that then, for example. And many of the templates, many of the colleges have instructions and some sample file naming conventions in the instructions. And so as you look at your packet and the instructions that are there, pay attention to where the prompts are provided for file recommendations on the names, and try to follow those. You want them to be logical, you want them to be consistent, and something that makes sense for you as well as for your reviewers. If you have multi-page documents, if you have something that is 10 pages long, upload it as a 10-page document. Don't upload that. Don't break that into separate individualized uploads. Multi-page documents work great in the system because they get organized within that table of content structure. And so if you upload multi-page documents separately, each page separately, it's just going to make that table of contents view much longer and be more confusing and cumbersome to navigate. And then when possible, it's a great idea in this system, in this application, to use the PDF format. Now, I know other places and other applications on campus, we are avoiding PDFs because of lack of accessibility. But in this instance, when you start with something, a document, for example, if you convert it to PDF, what the system is going to do is if you don't convert it to PDF before you upload it, it's going to do a PDF conversion when it's added into your packet. And so your packet will ultimately become a collection of many PDF files. And so as you are preparing, let's say you have a PowerPoint that you want to include. Maybe this is something that demonstrates some aspect of your teaching excellence, for example. There are many different ways that you can share a PowerPoint file. And if you just upload the PowerPoint document, the PPTX file, into your case, you're kind of leaving it to the system to decide what format to display. To display just your slides, to display your slides in your notes, an outline view, and so forth. But if you create and you do the export from PowerPoint into a PDF file and you specify the format that you want it to, how you want it displayed, then you can rest assured that the system is going to display it in that same way. So for that reason alone, it's a recommendation to use the PDF format when possible when you are uploading into the system. So what happens after submission? So you create your packet, or you upload all of your documents in, and you click that submit button for each of the required sections. The case will then move forward through the review steps that are specified. And again, in many departments, there is an external review step. Those that don't have external review as part of the process, then it would move into a department review and would move forward. And it really depends on the established department process. So again, this is a great question for your department chair or school director, just to clarify what's the department's process and kind of structure for starting that review after you submit. Cases will progress through case review steps that are specified, and we do have a page on the Interfolio at NIU site where you can see, and generally speaking, what those case review steps are. You can learn about generally what happens. There might be a little bit of a slight customization of those steps for your college or your department, but in general, those are the broad case review steps that cases will proceed through. And then as your case proceeds, you as the faculty candidate can monitor your status. And this is really helpful. You just log into the system and you can see what step in the review process your case is at. As we prepare to wrap up, I just wanted to highlight the available support and resources. Interfolio does have toll-free technical support offered through their Interfolio Scholar services. There's a toll-free phone number that you can call or you can email, and a member of the Interfolio Scholar services team will get back to you. If you have questions on procedural help, again, the great place to start is your department chair or your school director, or contacting your college office. And I've mentioned these resources already, but would encourage you to locate and bookmark these particular resources for our process here at NIU, being the instructions for faculty promotion and tenure packet preparation and submission, as well as that introduction to the faculty promotion and tenure packet templates. You'll find those and much more at our Interfolio at NIU website. Look for the promotion and tenure application and review section. It may just say promotion and tenure, but when you get to that section and look for a faculty candidate menu item, a drop down, and that'll take you to a page that's specific to faculty candidates and highlights all of the most helpful supports for you as a faculty candidate in the system. And you can always learn much more about Interfolio at NIU simply by searching and visiting our Interfolio at NIU website. Not only will you find information there about the promotion and tenure process, but as we proceed to adopting and implementing the Interfolio RPT system for sabbatical review, that's where you'll also find all of our sabbatical review supports and information will be added to this site over time as well.